In order for us to do a hypothesis test, the first thing that we need to do is write the null and alternative hypotheses. And a lot of times students struggle in this first step. So let's take a look at the three different ways that we can write our null and alternative hypothesis depending on what the original claim is. So in the first example, let's suppose that the original claim is that freshman students gain 15 pounds. This claim is a claim that mu, the average amount of weight gain, so let me write up here. We're testing mu, which is the average weight gain. And we're talking about freshman students who live on campus, and we're measuring it in pounds. So if we make the claim that freshman students gain 15 pounds, then in symbolic form, that's mu is equal to 15. Because this claim contains the equality sign, this immediately becomes the null hypothesis. And the null hypothesis is also the original claim. So always a good idea to keep track of what the original claim is, whether it's the null or the alternative hypothesis, because that will help us decide how to state our final conclusion. So the alternative hypothesis will be, well, if mu is not equal to 15 pounds, then we would use the not equal sign. So anytime you have an alternative hypothesis that contains the not equal sign, this always means you have a two-tailed test where alpha, I'm going to write down here, so alpha is your significance level. And we typically test a claim using common significance levels like 0.05 or 0.01 or 0.10. Those are common, but they're not the only ones. So in this situation here, when you have a two-tailed test, that means that we split our alpha level, our significance level, equally in the left tail and in the right tail. So this defines your critical region, and the area of that red shaded region is an area of alpha divided by 2. So split alpha equally in half. And then again, at the center of our distribution is where we find our mu naught value. And then here, for this particular example, that would be 15, okay? Let's take a look at the second example. Suppose now we change the claim and we say that freshman students gain less than 15 pounds, and we want to test this claim. Well, if we write this in symbolic form, then we're saying mu is less than 15 pounds, and because this claim has the less than sign, this means that this becomes the alternative hypothesis, mu less than 15. And now the alternative hypothesis is our original claim, okay? And the null hypothesis always contains that equal sign. So again, determining whether you have a one-tailed test or a two-tailed test, it all is based off of that alternative hypothesis. So here we can see that the alternative hypothesis contains that less than sign. So this means we have a one-tail left-tail test where the entire left tail is going to contain alpha. So that shaded area on the left will be all of alpha. And then again, at the center of our distribution is our null hypothesis value. Okay, let's change the claim and take a look at the last example. Let's suppose I want to test the claim that freshman students gain more than 15 pounds. Then in symbolic form, we would write this as mu greater than 15. And again, because this claim does not have the equal sign, this becomes the alternative hypothesis. So I would write it as mu greater than 15. And then this is the original claim, the alternative hypothesis. And the null hypothesis is always going to contain that equal sign. So in a situation where the alternative hypothesis contains the greater than symbol, this means that our significance level is going to be in the right tail. So our critical region is going to be in the right tail, where that shaded region is all of alpha. And then again, our null hypothesis value is always at the center. So make sure you understand how to write the claim using symbols. So you're going to have the equal sign, not equal sign, less than or greater than sign. And then again, look at the alternative hypothesis. If it contains the not equal sign, then you're going to have a two-tailed test. If it contains the less than sign, then you're going to have a left tail test. If it contains the greater than sign, then you'll have a right tail test.